Okay guys, so here's another easy level of rate question from LeetCode called rotate image. You are given an n by n 2D matrix representing an image. Rotate the image by 90 degrees clockwise. Blah blah blah. So what it means is that when you have this kind of matrix, you're going to shifting all of these to clockwise 90 degrees. So if you have 1, 2, 3 right here, it's going to be 1, 2, 3. You have 3, 9, 6 right over here. In this column, it's going to become 3, 6, 9. Okay, so that's what the result's going to be. I mean, if you look at the example here also, you can see that this is also 90 degrees clockwise rotation. And there's a really neat trick that you can use to solve the problem. You first have to do a transpose. And then what you have to do is you have to shift the columns with the middle as the pivot line. So I'm just going to explain what I mean by these two things as I do my codes. So first of all, what is transpose? Transpose is basically just shifting all of the elements column into rows, the elements row into columns. So say here the row is 1, column is 2. You're going to shift that to here because the column is 1 and the row is 2. Okay. So basically what happens is that this becomes kind of like a pivot, and then the numbers just kind of switch between these, this pivot. Okay, so I'll show you what happens. First of all, I'm going to have a value that I'm going to use a lot, which is matrix.size. And so I'm first going to do transposing. So for I in 0 until n, and for j in 0 until n. I'm just trying to iterate through all of the elements. So actually this should not be 0, but I'll just show you what happens if I do put it as 0. So what I'm going to do is put temp value as the matrices I j value, and for the matrix ij value, I'm gonna just shift that column and row, and also for the shifted value position, I'm gonna put the temp value. So it's gonna be a switch between the values, but let's see what happens. Okay, so I click run, judging. Your answer is same as your input. So what happened here is that because I iterated through all of the elements, I basically, what I did was I switched this to here, but then I switched it back again. So it's going to be the same thing all over again. So what you want to do is you want to put I here. So if you run that again, it becomes like this. So you won't be able to see really clearly if that is a transpose or not. So I'm just going to click this right here. Right here, and this input right here, enter and enter. So if you see here, like it was 1, 2, 3. This 1, 2, 3 was pivoted with this line, and this 2 came here, this 3 came here, and then this 8 came down here with 2, 6, okay? And this line of 1, 5, 9 stayed the same, okay? I think you can see that clearly. So that is a transpose, okay? So after you transpose, if you look at the expected answer, what you can see is that this line, this middle column, that stays the same, and these two columns just switch their places around, right? So that's what I'm going to do at the next for loop. So I'm going to do a for loop again. I in 0 until n. For j in I until I'm gonna do it just until n divided by 2, because I'm gonna do it halfway, not all the way, right? I'm gonna have the middle part as my pivot. So for 0 until n divided by 2, I'm gonna shift everything back and forth. So I'm gonna put that back in. Value temp is and the matrix ij is going to be I, and then it's going to be the column that's going to be changed. So n minus j, and also you have to minus it 1, 2. So so if you look at here, like it's going to be, the n is going to be 3, right? And if you're shifting this column, this number to here, it has to be, the j is going to be 2, right? And so 3 minus 2 is 1, but 1 is 8. You have to minus it once more to get to 7. So that's why I have n minus j minus 1. And for the matrix, and I n minus j minus 1, I'm going to put the temp value that I saved. Do we return? No, we don't return anything. So if I submit that, it was accepted. Okay. So that's the neat thing about this transpose and shifting columns. Actually, if this question was do it anti-clockwise, so if this 1, 2, 3 came down as 1, 2, 3, 3, 6, 9 became 3, 6, 9. If that's the anti-clockwise way, then actually it's not too difficult. You just have to shift the columns first, and then you do the transpose. So I mean, if you just try that out. I'll show you what happens. So this is the original, and this is what you have. Okay, so you can see that 3, 6, 9 came up to here, 1, 2, 3 became 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 6, 7 became 1, 4, 7. So that's a anti-clockwise 90 degrees shift. So yeah, that's how you do an anti-clockwise way. You just have to shift between trees to just shift the column first and then do the transpose. But for this question, you do the transpose first and then you do the shifting. Okay, so that's about it, guys. Thank you.